Hi, boys and girls. Today I have a story that some of you may have heard. It's a pretty popular story. It's called Elmer, and it's written by David McKee. Inside it says, "To Elliot, a gift from Chicago." I went there one time to visit an art museum and lots of other art in the city of Chicago. And I brought this book back for my little boy Elliot. It says, "May you always enjoy colors and dare to be different. I love you just the way you are forever, Mom." Elmer by David McKee. There once was a herd of elephants. Elephants young, elephants old, elephants tall and short, fat and thin. All were different, but all were happy, and almost all were the same color. All except Elmer. Elmer was not elephant color. He was patchwork. He was yellow and orange and red and pink and purple and blue and green and black and white. A lot of colors. It was Elmer who kept the other elephants happy. Their games and jokes were always his idea. If an elephant was laughing, the cause was usually Elmer. But Elmer himself wasn't happy. "Whoever heard of a patchwork elephant?" he thought. "No wonder they laugh at me." One morning, just as the others were waking up, Elmer slipped away. As he walked through the jungle, Elmer met other animals. "Good morning, Elmer," they all said. After a long walk, Elmer found what he was looking for: a large bush covered with elephant-colored berries. Elmer caught hold of the bush and shook it until the berries fell on the ground. Then Elmer lay down and rolled over on the berries this way and that. He picked up bunches of berries and rubbed himself all over until he was covered with berry juice. When he had finished, there wasn't a sign of any yellow or orange or red or pink or purple or blue or green or black or white. Elmer looked just like every other elephant. On his way back through the jungle, Elmer passed the other animals. "Good morning, elephant," they said. When Elmer rejoined the herd, none of the other elephants even noticed him. As he stood there, Elmer felt that something was wrong, but what? He looked around, same old jungle, same old blue sky, same old rain cloud, same old elephants. The other elements were standing absolutely still, silent and serious. Elmer had never seen them so serious before. It made him want to laugh. Finally, he could bear it no longer. He lifted his trunk and at the top of his voice shouted, "Boo!" The other elephants jumped in surprise. Elmer was helpless with laughter. Then the others began to laugh too. "Too bad Elmer isn't here to share with us in the fun," they said, laughing harder and harder. And then the rain cloud burst. When the rain fell on Elmer, his patchwork started to show again. "Oh, Elmer," gasped an old elephant as Elmer was washed back to normal. "You've played some good jokes, but this is the best of all. What would we ever do without you?" "We must celebrate this day every year," said another. "The day of Elmer's best joke. All of us elephants will decorate ourselves in his honor," said a third. "And Elmer, you decorate yourself in elephant color." And one day each year the elephants color themselves yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, green, black, white, and they have a parade. If you happen to see an elephant in the Elmer's Day Parade who is just ordinary elephant color, you'll know that must be Elmer. It's good to be different, isn't it? Elephants don't have to all be elephant color, especially if you're the artist and you're drawing them. You can make them any way you want. Today we're going to draw an elephant, and I know we drew one a couple of weeks ago, so this might be just a reminder for some of you. If you didn't do that lesson with me, you're going to learn how to draw an elephant now, and then you can make your elephant any color you choose, any colors you choose. So here we go. I'm going to turn my camera so that you can see my paper. Actually, I'm going to turn my paper this way because an elephant is more built like this, short and wide. Kind of like, so I want to put my paper that way. I hope you can all see that okay. Okay, we're going to start up toward the top and the left. L for left. You know L? That's how my kids learned L. So L, where your left hand is, and I want you to make a backward C, kind of a big backward C, and then go ahead and close it off. Just bring the two ends of it together. And over the top of this backward C that's closed off, make a curved line that comes up and over. And then we're going to make the elephant's trunk. So this is the top of his head, and his trunk is going to come down. And I like my trunk to curve up a little bit. Then I'm going to go across the end of it with just a short little line. And I'm going to come right back down and follow that trunk up, but stop before I get to the ear. Okay, and then I'm going to make a little curved line that way, another little backward C. And then I'm going to make the bottom of his head, kind of like his chin, I'm going to curve back around this way. Seems like a lot of lines, doesn't it? I hope you're following along. Then I'm going to come down to make his front leg and across the bottom. Back up just a little ways. I'm going to make his belly, and I'm going to make a line that comes down for his back leg and across. And back up for the back side of his back leg. Then I'm going to make his bum, just a little line that curves out, kind of like another backward C. And I'm going to keep curving that line until it comes back over to where I drew the top of his head. Mine didn't quite meet, so I had to draw another line to make those connect. Now this elephant has 2 legs, but we know that elephants have 4, right? So I'm going to come down from his belly, but not quite as low as this front leg, and across, but I'm going to stop when I run into the front leg. And I'm going to do the same thing back here. I'm going to come down from the belly, but not quite as far down as this leg is. And I'm going to come across that way. And the last thing that our elephant is, oh, it needs 2 more things. Let's give it an eye. So up here near his ear, make a dot for an eye. And then we'll put a couple of circles around it. Elephants usually have wrinkles, lots of wrinkles around their eyes and kind of everywhere as far as that goes. So we'll put some rings around his eye, kind of like wrinkles. And then he's going to need a tail. Elephants don't have very big tails. They just use them to swish the flies away. So I'm going to put a little broom at the bottom, a little zigzag at the bottom of his tail to make it look like a broom. So there's my elephant. And of course, if you want to make it look like he's standing on grass, start clear over at the edge of your paper, make a line that stops when it runs into your elephant, continues on, stops when it runs into the elephant, and continues clear off the other edge of your paper, and voila, you have land and you have sky, just by putting that one little line in there. You might add a sun if you want to. However you want to make your sun. I'm going to put some little rays around mine. Gives me some more areas to color in. I like that. You make your sun however you want. And then I'm going to put squares on my elephant. So I'll show you how to do that. But if you would rather, you can do this to any of your elephants. To your elephant, you can make polka dots, you can make flowers, you can make stripes. Oh my goodness, stars. The possibilities are endless. I'm going to show you how to make the checkerboard like the picture on the front of the Elmer book. So I'm going to start at the top of my elephant, make a line, kind of a straight line that goes clear down and stops at the bottom. If your lines aren't perfectly straight, that's okay. And then you want to leave a little space. Now it's important to leave space because if you don't, you're going to end up with little teeny tiny squares that are going to be hard to color in. I'm going to go over a little ways again and make another line. I'm going to come back over here and do that again. So you can kind of see how much space I left between my lines. And I'm even going to do it on his head. I'm going to jump over his ear. If I run into his eye, I'm going to jump over his eye and keep going. I'm going to do that all along the trunk. And then I'm going to go across. So I'm going to start right here at his ear. I'm going to go across and then I'm going to jump down quite a ways. I want to have nice big squares. Go across. If they're not perfect squares, that's fine. No big deal. Just stop and jump over. Finish that line. Gets kind of confusing with all of these lines. But I just want all of my elephant to look like he's checkered. I'll do the same thing here on his head. Going across now, these are called horizontal lines. The up and down ones are called vertical lines. Now I'm making horizontal lines to finish my checkerboard. And I might do the same thing with his ear. Make some straight lines that are vertical and then some that are horizontal. Mine are kind of diagonal on his ear. Diagonal means they go this way and that way, not straight across or straight up and down. So there's my Elmer. Here's the land, here's the sky. I added a sun. You can add anything else that you want to. And then color him in. Make him ready for the Elephant's Day parade. Oh, Elmer, you're so colorful. And of course, I want you to make sure that you sign your name at the bottom. I would love to see your Elmer's Day elephants when you get finished. I hope